This prop is an interesting story in itself. It was built in 1977 by the Coca-Cola Company and was used for promotional purposes in connection with the original Star Wars movie.
The Coca-Cola Landspeeder went missing. Then it was found, and then it went missing again. Maybe you can help find it. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with another video. And here's another video where I need you out there to help me find some history of Star Wars that's gone missing. There was a Landspeeder made by Coca-Cola called the Coke 1. This thing was made around 1980 and used to promote Coca-Cola. It was used in parades, race car events, all kinds of things across the United States. And then in 1982, it just disappeared. At least for a little while. Now, Coke was doing a lot of promotion for Star Wars because they had the license. They even had the fake R2-D2 robot called the Coke Bot. This Landspeeder was made from a 1971 Volkswagen, and as I said, they took it around for special events. That was until around 1982 when Coke moved on, and the thing just kind of disappeared. People in the Star Wars community remembered it, especially as we got older in the 90s. We were like, whatever happened to that Landspeeder that I saw at the parade? Even people that inside Coke didn't know what happened to it. In fact, they searched their archives and found only one little picture of it that was on front of a brochure. Just a little picture at the top. This is it right here, the brochure. This is the only picture that Coke could find in his archives. So what happened to this Landspeeder? Well, we figured it was just probably stripped down and used for parts and gone forever. That was until Star Wars fan and sheriff of Cedar Grove, Florida, found the Landspeeder in the impound lot at the police station. How did the Coke 1 Landspeeder get from the hands of Coca-Cola to this small town in Florida? Well, that's not really sure. The sheriff there researched as best he could, but didn't turn up much, other than it was donated for local charity to the town in 1985. So from 1985 to 2007, it sat in the impound lot. Now, the sheriff was a Star Wars fan, and he knew this was something special. And he knew he could help make the city money by selling it off. So he went to the city council, and they came up with a plan to auction off this Landspeeder. But believe it or not, no one bought it. No one bidded on it. Now, I don't know if they put this up on eBay or maybe some kind of local auction. It's hard to believe that it wouldn't sell. So it must have been some kind of local auction where some of the heavy hitters in the Star Wars collectors community didn't know about it. Now, we didn't really hear much about the Landspeeder for almost a year later.
What if he finds us? What if we never reach the council?
We have to.
Star Wars fan Dwight Sinek had a dream of making his own Star Wars movie. So in 2008, he started working on Sanrema Rising. There was one thing he needed for his fan film, and that was a Landspeeder. He found out about the Coca-Cola Landspeeder at the impound lot just 6 hours away. So he headed down, talked to the local sheriff to ask if he could use it for his fan film. Sadly, Dwight never got to finish his fan film, and the last we saw of the Landspeeder, it was in the background of an interview he did with CBS.
Well, may the force be with you, Jacksonville. That's the message one local filmmaker has tonight.
He's dreaming of big movie stardom. CBS 47's Jack Miller is here to tell us that it may not be just a dream after all. Hey, Jack.
Hey, Dawn. The guy is an admitted Star Wars freak. Now, a lot of people make little Star Wars shorts for the internet, but his project is much more serious, and he has the attention of someone named George Lucas.
I could do that. I could make a movie.
It's just that kind of chutzpah that it takes to make it in the movie biz, and Dwight Sinek has it. He's busy filming in this warehouse at Cecil Field, patiently piecing together what could be the next step in the Star Wars saga.
I run up the wall. I've got a guy behind me. The story is mine. The characters are mine. I mean, it's all somewhere in here. My crazy head.
But the idea isn't as crazy as it seems. Star Wars creator George Lucas has let it be known he's looking for someone to write and direct a new series for television. And he wants new characters, not a rehash of what's already been done. Dwight says he has that story.
This is about the Han Solos, the people who don't use the Force. They don't know what a lightsaber is, or they do, but they don't use it. They don't know how. They got a gun, and they got their head, and that's it.
The scene they're filming tonight is one where two groups of rival pirates get into a battle surrounding this spacecraft. This prop is an interesting story in itself. It was built in 1977 by the Coca-Cola Company and was used for promotional purposes in connection with the original Star Wars movie. Filming has been going on for 4 months. Here's some behind-the-scenes video Dwight shared with us. The two-part final product won't be done until March, but Dwight is sure of its success.
We're going to have something that's going to blow people's minds, and we're going to take that to Lucas, and hopefully at that point we will have the support of the fans behind us, of the community behind us, of everybody behind us.
Dwight says George Lucas is aware that this project is going on in Jacksonville. He hopes to premiere it at some place like the Florida Theater around March and then get it in front of George Lucas himself. Jack Miller, CBS 47 News.
Now, Dwight invested money in this Landspeeder, got it running again to put it in his film, but being it was just for loan, had to return it back to the city. And sadly, since then, the city has dissolved and is part of Panama City now. What has happened to that Landspeeder? Well, to try to find out, I did reach out to the director of the fan film and had a little talk with him about the Landspeeder. Let's listen to that phone call now.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Somebody had shared with me an article. I think it was in StarWars.com at the time. We were setting up our props and things, and in the script, it called for a Landspeeder chase, and we were actually going to build a custom Landspeeder. We actually built one already, but when they told me, but we were moving it in the studio, and like half of it broke. I was like, oh, great. And then one of my key grips, actually my key grip, he was like, you'll never guess what we found. He shared with me this article from StarWars.com about, on a wing, what is it, a wing and a prayer. I reached out and I told him this. I reached out to the police station. And because that's where it was the impound lot. I reached out and I told them about our story and what I was doing, and I offered to fix it up for them because I wasn't sure what condition it was in, but I offered to do whatever I could to in exchange. And the police chief at the time was this guy Turcotte. He liked the idea and he was like, look, the car doesn't run. If you wouldn't mind seeing if you could get it to run, we'd be happy to loan it to you. I was like, sure. And we took it to a couple of conventions. And then after that, I gave it back. And shortly there, and I was actually talking to Guy about it because we used to, we kept in contact for a couple of years after. And he told me how they were fighting it. Like Cedar Grove didn't want to get absorbed or whatever. There was a lot of people locally that didn't want it to happen, but the city council, I guess, voted for it anyway. And pretty much during that transition time, it just disappeared off the lot, and nobody knows who took it or where it went. It disappeared off an impound lot during that transition. I imagine it was running when I because we put all new, I basically rebuilt that engine. I put in about $4,000 just into the engine alone.
And that's where the case goes cold. We don't know what happened to it or who stole it from the impound lot. I'm hoping it was a Star Wars fan. And I love to think of maybe some guys breaking into this impound lot at 2 in the morning, stealing this Landspeeder, flying down the road, getting away with it. Whoever took it must not have wanted to show it off because it's never been seen since then. And how do you hide a Landspeeder of that size? Someone out there knows where this Landspeeder is today. Hopefully, it was at least stolen by Star Wars fans and not someone that just chopped it up and used the parts. That's why I'm making this video now. Maybe you guys can help me. Where is the Coke 1 Landspeeder today? If you know, have any more leads I can track it down, let me know in the comments below. Or send me an email or reach out to me. Really love to find this. And I know a couple other guys that really like to know what happened to it also. As for the filmmaker that wanted to make his own Star Wars film, he hasn't given up hope, and maybe one day he'll get to complete it. Well, I want to thank you for watching, and again, if you can help, let me know in the comments below or send me an email or just reach out to me on social media. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. As always, please subscribe to the channel, thumb up so you like my content, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.